Okay, so another piece of very important news. This has been something that's been going on for the last couple of weeks, like I would say the last 2 weeks. And it's something that's still happening. The reason I tweeted this was because it was still happening as of August 7th. I'll pull this open. Malicious Twitch accounts are enticing streamers to view their channel and then grabbing your IP address using an extension. They cannot hack you or steal your passwords, etc., but they can discern your city and DOS you. So avoid viewing channels of random accounts. So basically what is happening is they are creating a malicious extension or using an extension that shows a viewer's IP address. So when you go to their page, you know, the extensions are there and it shows your IP address and they have it basically. I've seen this quite a bit in the communities I mod for. Is Lowco stealing our IPs right now? No. So a more technical explanation of what's going on here. The issue is in how Twitch and Twitch extensions work. You can use various extensions to enhance your stream or your channel description. Most of extensions use some kind of external images or API. So extension devs basically can call for image or JSON file from their servers, which could be logging each communication attempt. Even if we assume those extensions are trusted, some of them can still be exploited by the person installing them on their channel, for example. Some extensions allow for markdown, etc. However, some extensions allow markdown to use external images. Again, those are downloaded from URLs possibly of attacker hands. It's whoever's visiting the channel. So what they're basically doing is they're following streamers who are live, right? And if you're a small streamer and someone follows you, like you're like, I want to check them out. Like I want to see, like, okay, let me go visit their channel. Once you do that, now they have your IP address. I haven't seen any cases of them DOSing any streamers, but apparently there is like a Discord server called the Twitch Authority or something, and they're like logging these IP addresses, and they can pinpoint, maybe not pinpoint, but they can figure out like what city you're in, or even like a little bit more refined than that. They can figure out like what area you live in, which for streamers, if you're trying to keep your location private, that's pretty dangerous. Some streamers even keep their city private. So Brad, to answer your question, it's just anyone who visits their page, but they're targeting streamers because those are the people that are going to be exposed by that situation. Like if you go, if a viewer just goes over, it's like, whatever, I don't care. You have my IP, whatever. And that's like a lot of the reaction that I'm seeing is like viewers who, it doesn't matter if you have their IP, but for a streamer where you're trying to keep, you know, your information private, that can be pretty dangerous. I've been seeing, there's surprisingly, I guess for me, because I grew up, I have dealt with these issues before, I guess. But there's people who don't understand, you know, younger people who don't understand what an IP address leak can entail. So there are people that are genuinely concerned that they're going to have their credit card stolen, their computer's going to get hacked, that their passwords are going to be revealed. These are concerns that people have had. So to clear that up, that's not something that can happen with your IP address. If you Google what's my IP address, you can see the information that's shown. It's usually a circle around the area in which you live. So what can Twitch do about it? All right, let's look at information that's leaked. Let me zoom in here. Usually it can leak info about IP, country, ISP, browser version, device type, OS, battery level, whether it's charging or not, device orientation, screen size, preferred language. What can Twitch do about it? In my opinion, aside from banning accounts using such exploits, not much, as extensions that can use no external images or API would be very limited. Even if Twitch prohibits usage of URL to links from unpopular links, I don't think they would disallow external APIs usage by extension developers. Not only would it break many extensions, but it would render many of them not fixable, so they would be abandoned and removed. It's worth noting some extensions use the very feature the attacker are using, for example, viewer geolocation. It's friendly, non-malicious extension that shows which country your viewers are from. Twitch should make the panels trusted or click to activate. That would be a good idea. Quinoa, that would be a very good idea. What can I do about it? If you're worried about your privacy, you should always use some VPN or privacy-oriented browser extensions or other software. On extreme, you could use Tor browser. While slow, it's usually secure enough. If you have nothing to hide, in my opinion, cheap VPN and browser extensions like AdBlock, User Agent Switcher, and soon or enough. I don't know what that means, but... So on? I think it was so on, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that using a VPN, like, I don't know, because I have seen people say that if you use a VPN that you can get like shadow banned. So I saw someone say that. I'm not sure if that's just one person's experience versus like, you know, most people it's safe. Yeah, in general, just like if you're not sure about like an account, don't go to their channel page. Just don't visit their page. You can click on your name, right? It's not when you click on their name in chat. It's when you actually go over to their page and go to where the extension is. Now, another thing is, I'm pretty sure from what I've read, it's not like if you go to their page, it knows your IP and you. I don't think that connection between the user account and the IP is made. So if like 10 people go over, it'll log 10 IPs. And you're probably one of them, right? I'm pretty sure it's not like, here's your name, here's your IP. It's like, here's a bunch of IPs, and you know, these are the people that visited, kind of thing. But if you're the only one that goes to the page, then pretty easy to make that connection. You have to guess when it registered in the logs, yeah. What if I want them to know where I live? Okay. A friend on the Twitch dev team says they absolutely hate it when people use VPNs. I mean, I'm sure, but yeah, I mean, making a Twitch dev happy versus protecting yourself and feeling safe, you know? So what they're doing with this information, again, I haven't seen anyone say that they're DOSing. For those that don't know what DOSing is, it is basically a flood traffic like to your router and take your internet down, basically is what it does. Like a DDoS. The difference between a DDoS and a DOS is that a DDoS is like a network of computers that send like flooded traffic to you, whereas a DOS is just like one attacker to the other. I don't think that they would do a DDoS unless it was like a big streamer and like they had a lot of viewers and wanted a lot of attention. Like, but I haven't seen anyone say that they've been DOS from the situation. But yeah, doxing, like getting their location information, that's a whole different thing, you know. And sometimes like the IP address reveal can be more refined than just like where your city is, but like your neighborhood. I kept thinking you're saying doxing. Oh no, DOS. DOS, DOS. DDoS. What if I'm lonely and want some company? You have company here, Combat. You don't need to give your personal information to a random person to get company, okay? You can have company right here.